Hello everyone and welcome to Englishlessons. I'm Chen. Today we're going to talk about home and accommodation vocabulary. This video is perfect for A1 to A2 level learners who want to improve their English skills related to home and accommodation. Whether you're looking to rent an apartment or describe your bedroom, this video will help you build your English vocabulary. So let's get started. Okay, so firstly, we will take a look at key vocabulary words related to home and accommodation. I will show you pictures and you're going to name it in 3 seconds flat. Let's get started. Can you name this house in English? You have 3 seconds. The answer is a detached house. So a detached house is a standalone house that's not attached to any other building. It usually sits on its own property. And did you know that a detached house is actually one of the most sought after houses in the United States? Okay, are you ready for the next one? What do you call this house in English? The answer is a semi-detached house. So a semi-detached house is a house that shares one wall with another house. So take a look at this picture. So these two houses share a wall with one another. Next picture, can you name this house in English? The answer is a terraced house. So a terraced house is a row of houses connected by shared walls. So the difference between the terraced house and a semi-detached house is that a terraced house is usually a row of houses. On the other hand, for semi-detached, it's only two houses that share a wall. Next picture, can you name this house in English? All right, the answer is a bungalow. So a bungalow is a single-story house with a low-pitched roof and wide front porch. In other words, it's a single-story house that sits on its own property. And a bungalow is actually my dream house. All right, next picture. Can you name this in English? All right, the answer is cottage. So a cottage is a small, cozy house in the countryside or in a small village. All right, next picture. This is a condominium. In short, a condo. So a condo is a building or complex of buildings containing individually owned units. Next picture, we have a townhouse. So a townhouse is a narrow, tall house with multiple floors and shared walls. Next, this is a mansion. So mansion is obviously a large and luxurious house, but there's different types of mansions. We have contemporary and historical mansion. The picture here shows a contemporary or modern mansion. Next picture, this is a farmhouse. So a farmhouse is obviously a house on a farm, often with a porch or large kitchen. So a farmhouse in the area can also have a barn or a chicken coop, depending on what kind of animals you're raising. Next, what do you call this in English? The answer is a mobile home. A mobile home is a prefabricated structure designed for long-term residential use. And what's cool about this house is if you want to move to another location or to another state, this house can be moved from one location to another if needed. All right, last picture. What do you call this in English? This is a log cabin. A log cabin is a small, rustic house made of logs or timber. And log cabins are usually very common in Europe. All right, next we'll be practicing vocabulary related to home and accommodation in a realistic context. So get ready to put your English skills to the test as we practice scenarios like renting an apartment and describing your bedroom. My line is red and your line is yellow. This exercise is great if you want to practice speaking in English. Now let's get started. First scenario, renting an apartment. Now, I'll be the realtor and you will be calling to ask about the available units in the apartment. All right, now let's start. Sure, we have a few one-bedroom unit and some two-bedroom units available. Which one are you interested in? Oh, the rent for a one-bedroom unit is $1,000 per month. This includes utilities like water, electricity, and gas. The deposit is equal to 1 month's rent, so you'll need to pay $1,000 upfront. We'll return the deposit to you at the end of your lease as long as there's no damage to the unit. Oh, we have a unit available starting next month. Would that work for you? Of course, we can schedule a viewing for tomorrow afternoon if that works for you. Oh, you're very welcome. We look forward to having you as a tenant. Scenario number 2, describing your bedroom. Hi, I'd like to ask you some questions about your bedroom. Can you describe your bedroom for me? Oh, that sounds nice. What color are the walls? Do you have any decorations or artworks in your room? Oh, that sounds lovely. What kind of flooring do you have in your room? It sounds like a really comfortable and inviting space. Thanks for describing it to me. Now let's learn some vocabulary words from the dialogue. Let's take a look at the vocabulary words from the first scenario, renting an apartment. Hi, I'm interested in renting an apartment. Can you tell me more about the available unit? Now, a unit refers to an individual apartment or living space within a larger building or complex. So this would be an apartment with 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen, all in one self-contained space. Now, in the dialogue, I think a 1-bedroom unit would be perfect for me. How much is the rent? The word rent refers to the amount of money paid regularly to use or occupy someone else's property, such as an apartment, or a house. It can also be used as a verb, meaning to pay money in exchange for the use or the occupation of someone else's property. Here's an example sentence using rent as a noun. The rent for this apartment is $1,000 per month. Now, here's an example sentence using rent as a verb. I'm going to rent a house for my family. In the dialogue, the rent for a 1-bedroom unit is $1,000 per month. This includes utilities like water, electricity, and gas. Utilities refer to basic services or amenities that are necessary for a household to function, such as electricity, water, gas, and of course, the internet. In the content of renting a home or apartment, utilities may also refer to the cost of these services that the tenant is responsible for paying on top of their rent. So here's an example sentence using utilities. The landlord told us that the rent doesn't include utilities, so we need to pay for electricity and water separately. Next dialogue. That sounds reasonable. What about the deposit? Well, a deposit is a sum of money paid in advance as a guarantee or security for the fulfillment of an agreement or as a condition of obtaining a service or property. Well, in the context of renting a home and apartment, a deposit is a sum of money paid by the tenant at the beginning of the lease as a guarantee of good faith and to cover any potential damage or unpaid rent at the end of the lease. Here's an example sentence using deposit. I had to pay a deposit of 1 month's rent when I moved in to my apartment. Okay, next one from the dialogue. We have a unit available starting next month. Would that work for you? Now, the sentence, would that work for you, is an idiomatic expression that is often used in conversation to ask if a proposed plan, idea, or suggestion is acceptable or feasible for the other person. For example, someone may say, I have a spare bedroom in my apartment that I'm looking to rent out. The rent would be $500 per month and includes utilities. Would that work for you? So in this example, this person is asking if the proposed rent and utilities arrangement is acceptable for the other person. All right, here's another line from the dialogue. You're welcome. We look forward to having you as a tenant. So what is a tenant? A tenant is a person who occupies land or property rented from a landlord. In other words, a tenant is someone who pays rent to live in a property that they do not own. Here's an example sentence using tenant. The landlord is responsible for maintaining the property, but the tenant is responsible for keeping it clean and reporting any damages or issues that arise. Now, here are some vocabulary words that we can learn from scenario number 2, describing your bedroom. All right, now here's a dialogue from the scenario. My bedroom is a cozy and comfortable space. It has a queen-size bed with a soft and fluffy comforter, a bedside table with a lamp, and a dresser with a mirror. Now, when you describe your room or your house as cozy and comfortable, it means that the space is warm, welcoming, and pleasant to be in. The word cozy generally suggests a feeling of comfort and snugness, often associated with small, intimate spaces. Comfortable typically implies that the space is relaxing and easy to be in, with furniture and decor that is pleasant and conducive to relaxation. Here's an example sentence. I love my bedroom. It's small, but it's so cozy and comfortable that I always feel relaxed and at ease when I'm in there. Dialogue. The walls are painted a soft blue color. It's very calming and relaxing. So when you describe your room or a house as calming and relaxing, it means that the space has a peaceful and soothing atmosphere that promotes relaxation and tranquility. The word calming, it implies a sense of tranquility and peacefulness, often associated with natural elements like water, light, and greenery. Relaxation typically suggests a space that is comfortable and easy to be in, with a lack of stress and tension. Here's an example sentence. I love my living room. It's decorated in calming, neutral colors and has plenty of natural light, so it feels really relaxing and peaceful to spend time there. Next, I'll be showing you some pictures so you can better understand the vocabulary words. Now, in the first picture, this is a queen-sized bed or queen bed. I think this is the third largest bed. The biggest bed, I believe, is the California king bed. The next picture, this is a bedside table. And the third picture, this is a windowsill. And the fourth picture, flooring. That's the flooring. What kind of flooring do you have? And the last picture, this is a hardwood floor. Hardwood floor. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for learning English with me. If you found this video useful, then hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That would help me out a lot. And if you're ready to take your English language skills to the next level, we have more advanced content coming your way. In our next video, we'll be exploring advanced words and expressions related to home and accommodation, including idioms, phrasal verbs, and more. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on our upcoming content. And don't forget to connect with me on all my other social media accounts. I have my private Facebook group and my Instagram. And as always, thank you for learning with me, and I'll see you on the next video.